Hello, my name is Kane. This is Castle Toolage, your home defense network, and I came across South Carolina's Mike's giveaway. It's a pretty good giveaway for a 300 subscriber. It's a Nate Squared concealed carry garment, and not garment, but the holster. It's a very good garment, a holster. I've never had one before. It seems pretty good, and I'm going to be doing a little bit different, something a little bit different. I am going to be asking South Carolina Mike, if I do win, for us to give it to a person who recently got their concealed carry license or permit or whatever. So that is what I'm asking of South Carolina Mike. For me, if I do win it, I'd like to go to a brand new permit holder who's never had one before and recently got into it. So let me get through this. It's very simple in nature. He is asking us to convey when we got the concealed carry and why we got into it, and also to give out 3 shout outs to channels, YouTube channels that are that you like. And I'll start with that actually. First one I'm going to get a shout out to is going to be kind of obvious. South Carolina Mike. I just came across yours a couple of days ago, and I've seen a couple of videos, and it makes sense. I do like what the style that you have, and you'll just go from there. The other 2 I'm going to be talking about is not part of the tactical gun kind of a thing, where these 2 people do a very good job in their genre, and one is Lori at ACG Crazy, and Let's Fly Washington, Let's Fly WA. It's really neat. If you're into airplanes and flying in and out of places, it's like you wouldn't believe. Lori at HHEZ Crazy is just a very inspirational kind of girl. She does a very good job with that. So those are the 3 shout-outs for it. Concealed carry. Well, I'm going to go back up a little bit. I've been around guns since about 1990 when I got into the military. And that's really my main thrust. My family, my stepfather, we never went hunting. He never had any interest in handguns that I know of, and so I never got to be exposed to it. Neither did my mother at the time. So now fast forward about 22 years later, I was thinking about getting into more of a stance on handguns. You know, I am 44 years old now, and really that's the time in my life where I am not very confident in my physical abilities anymore to fend off an attack, an aggressor. I am getting to that age where I am slowing down, and let's face it, a 44-year-old fat guy going against a 19, 18-year-old normal size or buff size guy who's been drinking a lot of hormone milk and been eating meat every day, and you know is 6'6" and maybe 220 pounds. You know, that's the kind of scenario that what I really am in. So if I do ever get attacked, it's probably going to be, you know, somebody, a younger kid, maybe be on drugs, and I just won't have the physical ability to do that anymore. So with complete honesty, I didn't start out with the concealed carrying until I got interested in it last December, and I didn't really pull the trigger on it, if you will, until February of this past year. And I currently have 3 CCW licenses in 3 different states, and I live in the state of California, and I'm going through that process right now. Again, it's California, so it does have other different restrictions. However, my sheriff, my county that I live in, my sheriff is pretty good with it, and it may work out that way. So that's why I'm kind of biased into let's give this Nate Squared holster out to someone that has recently done it and made the switch into it. On this table right here, you will see 3 of my concealed carry handguns. There's first one is a CZ75 P01 chambered in 9mm. Here is a CZ2075 chambered in 40 Smith & Wesson, and this guy right here is a Ruger LCR 357, obviously chambered in 357. Okay. It does. They do a very good job on all three of them. However, what I have found out is that most of my time I am actually in the summertime been carrying this one, the LCR 357. Now, I don't shoot a 357 round through it for obvious reasons, because the first shot is not the most important one. It's the follow-up. Any statistics that you'll see out there, if you only get the bad guy once, there's a 20% chance that the person will die, 80% of the chance that he will live. Now, if you put 2 shots into him, there is a 90% chance that you'll be taking him out of the fight permanently. So again, when you're dealing with the 357 round and you're dealing it with this very light Ruger 357 LCR polymer kind of thing, the 357 is just too powerful for a round for me. And I'm not a weak little guy. Again, I can shoot the 45 ACP. However, I am extraordinarily good with the 9mm. You know, you've got to, when you're doing the follow-up shots, you cannot get into the debate of what other people can do. Yeah, other people can shoot the 10mm fine. You mean the 1986 version of the 10mm fine. But I will guarantee you that same person will be able to shoot the 9mm much more smooth and flawless and with greater action than the 10mm. It's just a proven point. Masad Ayub drills that into you several times. So that is the basic purpose on why I started concealed carrying, and you know, when I started. It is a slow process that everyone goes over, and I really didn't see with me being in California, I just gave up on it a long time ago until I got more involved on how actual things really come to avail. So again, no matter where you are, what state you are, even if you are in, well, unless you're in Illinois, forget about it. But even if you're in California, obviously, if you're in Marin County or LA County, or even San Bernardino County for that matter, you may have some issues with it. But like if you're a New York person, try for it anyway. See if the may issue states will allow you to do it. And if they don't, you can always do the Arizona, the Utah, the Florida, and the other states that will give you permits for other states also. So when you do go out of the states that you can't get into, you will still have that. And you will also be making a silent statement about concealed carry and what the Second Amendment actually can do for you. So again, my name is Caden. My entire channel is devoted to home defense and that kind of a scenario. So if you're interested in that, you know, if you want to sub with me, that would be great. I also recommend the 3 that I said earlier in the video. And again, this Nate Squared thing is a very good giveaway. And again, South Carolina Mike, if I do win it, I would like it go to a brand new card-carrying CCW holder in your name. Again, my name is Caden for Castle Toolage. I hope this helped.